Hi guys, welcome back to the Josh Attwell Sports YouTube channel. Do you want fast feet? Today I'm going to be showing you some simple drills to increase the speed of your feet and improve your footwork. It's important to note that this will be very useful for any sport, whether it be squash, paddle or something completely different. These routines can also be performed almost anywhere. We're going to start with something very easy and great for warming up for the rest of the routines in this video. Start by finding yourself a line on the court and jumping over it side to side as fast as possible. Try keeping your feet together and minimising the amount of time your feet are in contact with the ground to improve your explosivity. Then add in the forwards and backward versions of sports like squash and paddle and multi-directional. You can also perform this drill by jumping over the handle of your racket. This could be better as it ensures that you jump high enough to make it over the top of the handle. For all of these routines, it's crucial that you bend your knees and stay on the balls of your feet, as that allows you to spring off with power effectively. The next set of drills involve an agility ladder. These are great for developing fast feet with technical precision. I'll be showing multiple different patterns, and I'll start off by doing them slowly and then do it faster once you can see exactly where to place each step. The first one is simply placing one foot in each square. This should get you more comfortable with the space you have to work with and will allow you to do more complicated patterns. Make sure you alternate which foot is leading, as that would change depending on the scenario when playing sport. It's also important to be as light as possible on your feet to increase efficiency and to avoid wasting energy. I like to focus on being as quiet as possible when doing it. You can also do it sideways to develop movement in that direction. The next pattern is similar to the first, but I'm placing both feet in each square. This requires a bit more precision as there's less space to play with. It also shrinks the size of each of your steps, so it's great for practicing making small adjustments to your footwork and movement, which is extremely useful in squash and paddle. The third pattern involves lateral movements and can be slightly more difficult to figure out. Feel free to replay the video if you don't get it straight away. I'm moving side to side whilst moving forwards. Only one foot is outside the square at a time. The sideways diagonal push-off is very similar to a split step, which is an important skill in most racket sports. The follow-on from this is similar, but both feet will go out the square, so there's an extra step involved. For this one, I find it much easier if I stay as low as possible, as a lower centre of gravity allows for a faster change of direction. Notice how I'm also keeping my upper body quite central when moving side to side. I'm leaning towards the ladder so I can maintain my balance no matter where my legs are. The final ladder drill is basically hopscotch. I'm hopping on alternate legs in each square. Between hops, I'm landing with both feet either side of each rung of the ladder. I'm also kicking my back leg up with each hop. This may seem like a playground game, but in reality, it engages most muscles in your legs and develops your coordination extremely effectively. Let me know your favourite ladder drill down below in the comments. As I mentioned before, this can be done on any flat surface and is useful for most sports. Here I am doing it on a paddle court too. Before I move on to the next routines, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. You may be wondering why it's so beneficial to have fast feet. Having fast feet allows you to change direction quickly without planting your feet and getting stuck in a position for too long. As I mentioned before, in sports like squash and paddle, this is relevant as lots of small adjustments can be necessary to be in the correct position to strike the ball optimally. In paddle, this can be used to deal with any unpredictable bounces or spin off the glass or cage. By taking small, fast steps you haven't overcommitted, so you're able to adapt on the fly. In squash, there are also many times when you can be sent the wrong way or twisted by the opponent, and you have to be able to recover to reach the ball. As well as this, your speed onto the ball can be the difference between hitting a winning shot or a losing one. Getting onto the ball faster gives the opponent less time, as well as giving you a greater number of options of when, where, or how to hit the ball. This ability really separates the top players from the rest. The next set of drills will revolve around hurdles. These are great for developing our power and plyometric ability, which will ultimately result in an increased speed. We'll start with simply placing them all in a line, jumping over them one at a time. Similar to the routine at the start of the video, try keeping your feet together and reducing the time you spend in contact with the ground. For these you want to be as springy as possible. Also make sure you don't land too heavily on the floor, as it will reduce efficiency and can lead to injury. To soften and absorb the landing, you have to engage your leg muscles and keep the knees bent, as well as staying on the balls of your feet. Once you're comfortable with the height of the hurdles and have gained some confidence, try this next pattern. I'm jumping forwards and then backwards over the hurdle. Then I'm going forwards over 2 and backwards over 1. This will begin to improve the control you have over the jumps. You can also do versions of these first two patterns, but sideways, like we did with the ladder drills, to work on a slightly different set of muscles. The next pattern is a bit more complicated. I've set the hurdles up in this configuration as shown. This will involve sideways jumps too to improve our multi-directional movement. For the first set, I'm just jumping forwards and sideways over each hurdle, while trying to stay as balanced as possible. It gets more difficult when we introduce the forwards and backwards variation in this configuration, as you can see here. This requires good control and precision, while also being able to hold it together when you start to get a bit tired. Here are some various angles of this drill, so you can see what it should look like. You can also apply these hurdle or ladder drills more specifically to a sport by ghosting a shot after the final jump and using that jump as a split step. Here you can see me doing just that on the squash and paddle court. The final set of drills will be something I've talked about before in previous videos, and that's skipping. Skipping can be used for both endurance or power, depending on how fast or how long you're doing it for. The secret to fast skipping is not to jump too high. You should jump just high enough for the rope to get under your feet. Many people make the mistake of jumping too high, which will ultimately slow down their skipping as they're spending too long in the air. Alternating legs also helps develop coordination. This can be played around with by mixing up the number of jumps on each leg, as you can see here. This is especially good if you have a weaker leg, as it allows you to strengthen it without it being helped by your stronger leg. Double skips are also great for developing more power, as it requires you to jump higher so the rope can pass under you twice. Let me know in the comments if you can do triple skips though, as I've only ever seen one person do it. Thanks for watching guys, I hope this video was helpful. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. See ya!